Another weekend of tricky conditions plus a warm storm. Hi, my name is Brad Hooper, Avalanche Canada forecaster, and I'm here with your weekly conditions update for the weekend of March 7th and 8th. Again this week, we're talking about dangerous avalanche conditions requiring complex decision making. The majority of our forecast areas are reporting some kind of persistent slab avalanche problem. These problems are caused by weak layers in the snowpack that are not getting stronger with time. We're most worried about these layers in northwest BC and the central Columbias, where we're continuing to see human-triggered avalanches. Some of them are remotely triggered or surprisingly large, which are both signs of a grumpy layer that still needs to be given some space. That's maybe a silly way to put it, but sticking to really mellow terrain with no steep slopes overhead is really the best way to avoid being surprised by this problem and triggering a large, destructive avalanche. Being patient and avoiding steeper, bigger, or more committing terrain, even when you aren't seeing signs of instability, is really important for backcountry safety right now. That may sound boring, but it's true. People out in the backcountry continue to be surprised by these layers, and in many cases, conservative terrain choice could have really changed their day. These are layers that will take a long time or a drastic weather change before we stop worrying about them, and we aren't there yet. For this weekend, we're expecting generally stormy conditions, snow, wind, rising temperatures, and some rain. All things that make avalanches more likely in the short term. In places where it's snowing or raining but there's no persistent slab problem, we still expect an increase in avalanche danger due to new slab or wet loose avalanches. Signs of these instabilities are usually easier to spot and avoid. Where there is a persistent slab problem, these smaller avalanches will have the potential to step down to the deeper layers we already talked about. So, before heading out this weekend, check your local, up-to-date avalanche forecast at avalanche.ca or on our mobile app to see what the avalanche danger and avalanche problems are for your area. In most places, you'll need to avoid being on or under steep slopes to avoid these problems. Have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll have a different story for you next week.